last 65 years, Myanmar has never been truly at peace. There has always been a civil war or ethnic conflict taking place somewhere. But that could be about to change. Nationwide ceasefire negotiations are now at an advanced stage and a deal is thought to be close. But not everybody's happy. I've come here to near the border with China to meet one of the rebel groups who are most reluctant to sign up. To avoid the Burmese army, this rebel camp is in one of the most remote parts of the jungle here in the northern part of Shan State. In order to get there, you have to travel on the back of motorbikes along awful dirt tracks like this one, and then walk the final part into the camp. This is the entrance to the training camp for the Taang National Liberation Army, or the Tnla. Now, the previous Taang rebel group signed a ceasefire with the government in 1991 and then disbanded entirely in 2005. But this latest Taang rebel group reformed in 2010, angry that promises that had been made to them by the government hadn't been kept. Let's go! In short, the Taang, like all Myanmar's minority ethnic groups, wanted control over their own affairs. But the Burmese military refused to devolve real power. It's morning in the camp and time for breakfast. My Tnla has been given cooking duties. He says he decided to become a rebel a month ago after his home came under attack. The Tnla came to our village to carry out drug eradication, and then the Burmese army arrived and they fought. The villagers ran away and the Burmese soldiers broke into our houses and took everything they could, even small amounts of money. These are new recruits being put through their paces. In all there are perhaps a couple of thousand Tnla rebels. About 450 of them are here in this particular camp. It really is quite a remarkable place. If you look at some of these huts here, it's all been put together from the local forest with branches and huge pieces of bamboo. Only really the plastic sheeting has been brought in from outside. These are the living quarters. It's pretty basic stuff. This is bamboo matting to sleep on. Now, the rebels here recruit quite heavily from the local population. In a Taang village, if a family has more than 2 sons, it's expected that one of them will join the rebels. These guys don't get paid very much either. Most months they get nothing. If they're lucky, they'll get about $10. It's clear that some of the new trainees are children, not men. Despite the ceasefire talks, clashes with the Burmese army are continuing. Chief of Staff Taho Plan shows me where. Yeah, these are villages, are they? He says that in July, 4 of his fighters were killed and 28 government soldiers. Like many of Myanmar's ethnic armed groups, failed ceasefires of the past have made the Taang very wary. When the old Taang rebel group made a ceasefire agreement in 1991, nothing was formalized about what would happen next. So things dragged on until the Burmese army disbanded them in 2005. We formed the Tnla because we'd learnt that each ethnic group needed its own army. I asked him whether he believed a lasting deal was possible. The reason why these peace talks have been delayed and are taking so long is because of U Tan Shui, the old military ruler. He's still controlling things. Only when he passes away can this be a country where all the ethnic groups can live freely. Myanmar is the world's second largest producer of opium, with much of it coming from this region. Now, the Tnla have a reputation for being particularly tough on those responsible for both the cultivation and for taking drugs. Now, this hut here is full of people being treated and rehabilitated for opium addiction. 8, 9, 10, 11. This table is full of drugs that the rebels have confiscated. 13 bags of opium. Tar 16 mans one of the checkpoints, and he shows us how they recently intercepted a woman with $6,000 worth of raw opium strapped to her breast and stomach. This package of opium has split, so you can see a little bit inside. That's raw opium there oozing out. Local people here eat that or smoke it, or the whole package can be sold on to be processed to make heroin. We work out there's about $50,000 of heroin, opium and methamphetamine here. The Tnla says the Burmese army and its militia are directly profiting from the drugs trade, so they have no interest in stopping it. The Burmese government say a nationwide ceasefire will lead on to talks on a new federal system. The Ta'ang have heard it all before. They and Myanmar's other ethnic armed groups still have to be convinced that the times really are a-changing.